Whitney Rose walked upright into the world of the Bravo franchise with confidence, luxury, and ambition. On the surface, she was a successful reality star, an entrepreneur, a woman building multiple brands and claiming empowerment. She had the image: designer clothes, jewelry lines, skincare labels, a reality TV platform. For many viewers, she represented transformation, star status meets business savvy.
I don't feed blogs. I don't talk to blogs.
Yeah,
I give double taps
I
and
have
hearts.
a lot of proof of it.
Prove it and show it right now.
It's no secret you fed reality Vontees, but I think that
What did I feed reality Vontees? You better be real clear right now.
You would say, hey, this situation.
I didn't say that. You're lying. I can bring up my phone right now and show you.
I
actually did it. No, that's not true. That is not true.
But peeling back the gloss reveals a more troubling story. Mismanagement, high-stakes risk, business collapses, broken trust, and public feuds. The brand that Whitney built appears on the verge of collapse, and the woman behind it seems caught in a cycle of hype, investment, failure, and reinvention. This is not just about a brand flopping or a business misstep, it's about how fame, entrepreneurship, and the pressure to stay relevant collided and left her exposed. In the following acts, we'll trace Whitney's rise, her ventures, the red flags, the collapse, the fallout, and what it all says about controlling your image when your empire is built as much on illusion as it is on substance. Whitney Rose made her debut on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City as a breath of fresh mountain air, blonde, bubbly, and unapologetically bold. Her story stood out immediately. A woman raised in a strict Mormon home who left the church and rebuilt her life on her own terms. Her marriage to Justin Rose, which began as an affair while both were married to others, added instant controversy, messy, dramatic, and perfect for reality TV. At first, fans saw her as open and relatable. She spoke honestly about faith, family struggles, and self-love. But as fame grew, so did her ambition. The genuine, soft-spoken woman viewers first met began to transform into a polished public persona, one obsessed with image, sensuality, and control. What started as a story of independence soon felt like another kind of confinement, the endless need to perform and stay relevant. Whitney's journey from relatable rebel to branded reality star marked a turning point. The authenticity that once drew people in started to fade, replaced by a calculated pursuit of luxury and attention. Her rise was impressive, but the cracks beneath her perfect image were beginning to show. As Whitney Rose's fame grew, she turned it into business, launching Wild Rose Beauty, a skincare brand built on self-love and empowerment. On RHOSLC, it was framed as her passion project, showcasing her as a modern entrepreneur balancing family and ambition. But off-screen, the picture was less polished. Fans noticed inconsistencies, vague launch dates, rebranding confusion, a glitchy website, and unclear ownership. Even her castmates questioned if the company was more storyline than success. Whitney's honesty about delays and financial strain made her relatable at first, but soon raised doubts about whether the brand was thriving or simply surviving. Things worsened when her husband Justin was fired after a risque on-screen scene, adding pressure for Wild Rose Beauty to become the family's main income source. Yet outside Bravo's spotlight, there was little evidence of growth, few retailers, minimal reviews, and inconsistent visibility. In the end, Wild Rose Beauty became a symbol of Whitney's blurred reality, an empowering dream that looked strong on camera but fragile in real life. Her boss babe image glittered under studio lights, but beyond the show, it felt more like a mirage than a business empire. Soon, the financial cracks widened. Rumors swirled about unpaid taxes, mismanaged LLCs, and confusing company paperwork. Online records showed multiple business filings connected to the Rose family, some inactive, some dissolved. Meanwhile, Justin Rose's firing from his corporate job, allegedly tied to his explicit scene on RHOSLC, fueled speculation that their glamorous lifestyle relied more on TV paychecks than real profits. Though Whitney denied any financial wrongdoing, the numbers didn't seem to add up. Fans questioned how her luxury image, designer clothes, events, endless rebrands survived without visible returns. Wild Rose Beauty rarely appeared in stores, and public reviews were scarce. The whispers of money problems grew louder, suggesting her empire was built more on exposure than stability.
How much did you lose on the beauty line, would you say?
Oh, a lot, but...
Over 100,000?
Yeah.
Over 300,000?
Yeah.
Over 500,000?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm sorry.
But do you know what's beautiful? I have multiple streams of income. I have Prism. I have a lot of other things.
Okay.
So we're fine.
Good.
Behind the luxury entrepreneur facade, the Roses were struggling to stay afloat. Fame had magnified their success, but it also magnified their flaws. For Whitney, image became everything, and that obsession came at a high cost.
Like, you ignored me. Like, you avoided me instead of
Rather validate the fact
yeah,
that
I
you
needed
were-
validation. Why wouldn't you just be like, are you okay? Do you want to talk?
I am willing to talk about things, but it's really hard for me to bring them up.
But I don't always want to be the one to bring it up. Is what I'm saying.
Whitney and Justin's marriage had once been a key part of her appeal, a forbidden love that conquered judgment. But as seasons passed, cracks began to show. The sensual couple who flaunted their chemistry on camera soon looked emotionally distant. Arguments about finances and resentment surfaced in tearful confessionals. "I love Justin, but I also resent him," Whitney admitted, a sentence that said it all. Justin's job loss and the pressure of being Whitney's business partner only deepened the strain. Their relationship, once passionate, turned transactional. Two people performing stability while privately drifting apart. Fans who once saw them as brave lovers now viewed them as another reality couple undone by fame. The more Whitney tried to prove her marriage's strength, the weaker it looked. Her story became one of emotional fatigue, a woman trying to keep her brand, her marriage, and her sanity intact as all three started to crumble. For someone who often preaches love, light, and healing, Whitney Rose's time on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City has been anything but peaceful. The deeper she dove into the Bravo spotlight, the more she seemed to thrive on chaos, especially when it came to her relationships with her castmates. What began as a bubbly, free-spirited newcomer turned into a pattern of feuds, shifting alliances, and televised betrayal. Her clashes with Lisa Barlow became a recurring highlight of the show. Whitney accused Lisa of being manipulative and fake, while Lisa often called Whitney two-faced and attention-hungry. What started as small disagreements over loyalty or gossip turned into explosive showdowns, from awkward dinner fights to emotional confessions caught on camera. Each argument chipped away at Whitney's Zen image, exposing a short fuse beneath the calm facade.
The message I'm getting from
would like
you
to
is
see
I don't want to be your friend. Based on your reactions and your history.
Because I launched a bath bomb? I love you as a friend. I don't want to hurt you.
If you love me as a friend and don't want to hurt me, you would have picked up the phone and said, hey, I just want to give you a heads up, I'm doing this.
If you were a friend, you would have known I've already sold bath bombs. That's how I launched my business. You bought Iris and Bo and put it in your store.
Yeah, you didn't have bath bombs when I bought it.
Yes, I did.
No, you did not.
You didn't buy bath bombs.
I didn't know they
But
existed.
I had bath
they were
bombs
never
on the
presented to me.
Because I didn't see bath bombs in a jewelry store. I see
But you saw skincare in a jewelry store.
Even Meredith Marks wasn't spared. Whitney accused her of being cryptic and dismissive, while Meredith subtly questioned Whitney's credibility. The tension escalated to awkward, meme-worthy confrontations that reminded viewers Whitney didn't just attract conflict, she often created it. The contradiction between Whitney's brand and her behavior became impossible to ignore. She marketed herself as a woman devoted to healing, yet she gossiped freely, reignited grudges, and lashed out when challenged. Castmates accused her of manufacturing drama for screen time, an unforgivable sin in reality TV, where authenticity is supposed to sell the story. No relationship on RHOSLC suffered more than Whitney's with Heather Gay. The two shared a genuine bond in early seasons, ex-Mormon best friends navigating fame and freedom together. But fame, ego, and Bravo editing turned sisterhood into rivalry. Their fallout was public and painful. Accusations of betrayal, shifting alliances, and emotional manipulation. Whitney accused Heather of being controlling. Heather accused Whitney of lying. Fans who had rooted for their friendship now watched it implode on camera. Whitney's attempts to justify herself only made things worse. Her emotional speeches came off rehearsed, her apologies calculated. What had once been her most authentic relationship became her most damaging feud. To many, it symbolized her transformation, from relatable rebel to reality villain. As the feuds escalated, Whitney leaned harder into spirituality, crystals, sound baths, healing ceremonies, and vibration work. She rebranded herself as a guide for women seeking inner peace, but critics saw it differently. As a performative shield, her meditations, retreats, and wellness talk often looked like branding exercises, not genuine healing. Viewers accused her of turning spirituality into content, using sacred language to promote products or control narratives. Her social media became filled with self-help slogans and glam shots, blurring the line between self-care and self-promotion. For a woman selling authentic healing, her methods began to feel mechanical. The spiritual language that once sounded freeing now felt manipulative, a way to reframe chaos as enlightenment. To many fans, it was just another performance. Whitney's openness about family trauma initially earned sympathy. Her strained relationship with her father, who battled addiction, was one of RHOSLC's rawest storylines. But over time, viewers began questioning whether her vulnerability was being exploited by Bravo or by Whitney herself. Heartfelt moments of family pain started feeling repetitive, even staged. Some fans accused her of turning trauma into television currency. Showcasing emotional breakdowns for empathy points, it blurred the boundary between authenticity and opportunism. Whitney justified it as sharing to help others, but it often looked like overexposure. The more she revealed, the less real it seemed. Her personal pain became part of the performance, another storyline to keep her relevant when her business and friendships faltered. One of Whitney's most infamous moments came early in the series, a sensual bathtub scene with Justin. Intended as playful, it backfired spectacularly. Fans called it distasteful. Others found it awkward and forced. The scene went viral for all the wrong reasons. The fallout was real. Justin lost his corporate job, citing conflict of interest with the show. The couple later admitted the backlash hit them hard financially and emotionally. What was supposed to show love ended up exposing how far they were willing to go for camera time. It was a turning point. The moment Whitney's pursuit of attention crossed into self-sabotage. The glamorous couple was suddenly seen as desperate for shock value, not genuine connection. That scene, more than any business failure, reshaped how audiences saw them. On Instagram, Whitney's life remains flawless. Luxury vacations, motivational captions, picture-perfect family moments. But off-camera, cracks show. Behind the posts of grind and gratitude are reports of canceled product launches, dwindling sales, and disappearing partnerships. The contrast between image and reality has become her brand's biggest problem. Fans no longer believe the glossy surface. Every "I'm thriving" post is met with skepticism, every new chapter announcement with eye rolls. Her credibility, once her greatest asset, is now her greatest loss. The digital version of Whitney Rose feels disconnected from the woman fans met in Season 1. What started as authenticity has curdled into performance. Her Instagram may sparkle, but the trust behind it has dimmed. Of course, Whitney isn't alone in this cycle. Bravo has built an empire on turning vulnerability into content, and Whitney fit the formula perfectly. Young, attractive, rebellious, and willing to share everything. But the line between authenticity and exploitation blurred fast. Some argue she's a victim of Bravo's editing, molded into drama for ratings. Others believe she's complicit, feeding the machine that made her famous. Either way, the outcome is the same. The real Whitney got lost in the version built for TV. The more she tried to control her image, the more Bravo shaped it for her. What began as empowerment turned into spectacle. The raw emotion that once made her relatable became the currency of her downfall. Whitney Rose's journey began with rebellion, a woman breaking from religion, tradition, and shame. But along the way, the freedom she sold became just another brand. Her story now serves as a cautionary tale about the cost of reality fame. The dark truth isn't just in failed businesses, feuds, or scandals. It's in how easily ambition can erode authenticity. Whitney started as someone who wanted to empower women, but ended up symbolizing the emptiness behind influencer culture. The pressure to look perfect, stay relevant, and monetize every emotion. For all her talk of healing and empowerment, Whitney Rose became trapped in the same illusion she once exposed, where image is everything and truth is negotiable. Her legacy for now is that of a woman who turned her life into a brand, only to watch both unravel under the weight of her own creation. In the end, the dark truth about Whitney Rose isn't about one scandal. It's about patterns, hypergrowth, collapse, blame, reinvention, repeat. It's a reminder that behind the cameras, the lights, the luxury, real consequences exist. She entered the franchise with promise: a star, a businesswoman, an influencer. She may still hold those titles, but now they come with question marks. Whitney's story moves from highlight reel to cautionary tale. the woman who sold empowerment, luxury, and transformation is now wrestling with loss, accusations, and reputation damage. The price of being both a star and a CEO in the entertainment world is steep. And if you build your empire on celebrity first, product second, trust last, you might find yourself not just losing money, but losing identity. Whitney Rose's narrative is not finished, but the chapter we see now is less about success and more about the cost of ambition when image outpaces substance. It stands as a warning. Fame gives you power, but it also magnifies your failings. And when your business is public, your collapse becomes global.